the first criterion to being a leader is you have to want to be one, because it comes with greater responsibility. It's like being a parent, right? Like having a kid is the fun part. That takes like 8 minutes, right? But raising a child for 18 years plus, that's the hard part. Well, getting the promotion, moving into leadership, that's the easy part. You go out for dinner, you celebrate, you have a glass of wine. But now being the leader is actually the hard work. And unlike your regular job, which, you know, might be, you know, it has closing hours and maybe you don't work on weekends. If you're a leader, just like being a parent, it's an all-the-time job. So if you choose to be a leader, if you choose this new lifestyle, you have to become a student. I've never met a great leader who thinks of themselves as an expert. All the great leaders I've ever met think of themselves as students. They read articles, they read books, they watch talks, they're constantly talking about it. They go out for dinner with friends or colleagues and they talk about leadership. And so you have to be a student of leadership. You have to start your education. So if this is something that you aspire to, then start reading, start watching, start talking. Well, one thing, make them work together. Shared incentives is also a part of the thing. Usually all we do is give individual incentives, which means we're only incentivizing behavior to work individually. And by the way, incentives don't always have to be financial. It can be just recognition and reward. You know, catch people doing things right. So when you see people helping each other and sharing, call it out publicly. You know, compliment publicly, criticize privately in front of the rest of the team. Give people promotions when there's a behavior that you want to promote, like teaming. But also ask people to solve problems together and thank them together. And if one person comes to you and complains, well, I'm doing all the work, you say, well, why don't you find out maybe they're struggling, maybe they're like, we have to push back. And also, I think the most important thing is leading by example. Asking for help. I mean, when the leader acts like they know everything and they have all the answers, then all it's doing is telling everybody else, you better know everything and have all the answers because that's how you're going to get ahead here. And so I think one of the most difficult things for anybody in a leadership position to get comfortable with